Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly here. Hello, Francis. Welcome. Hey, guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome, Francis. Welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. This is our beginners class, so beginning traders. We'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. This is our beginners class, so for new traders, or even experienced traders still trying to figure things out. We'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Kawisi, welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly, guys. We'll go over support and resistance this evening. For support and resistance, the 4 market phases that every trader must know. We'll go over that this evening. We'll get started shortly. This is our beginners class. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So this is our beginners class, guys. I want to spend some time this evening on support and resistance. And I want to go through, we'll go through some examples this evening. All right, so you guys should see my screen. 1 second here. All right. Okay, so you guys should see my screen here. Do you guys see my screen? All right, support and resistance, very good. Support and resistance, the keys to your success. And I know we go through this every Tuesday in the beginners class. But you know, we have to keep going through this because it's really important. All right. Hey Gerald, welcome. All right. So you know, I get calls from traders all the time, you know, asking about the entries, you know, where do I get in? And you know, if we focus on support and resistance, there is never a concern, right? There's never a question as to where do we get in and where do we get out of trades. All right. So this evening, I want to spend some time on support and resistance, and we'll go through the 4 market phases because they all tie in. All right. We won't spend a lot on mindset this evening, but basically how we trade, how we enter and exit our trades. And as new traders, this is our beginners class. So as new traders, this is really, really, really important. And what I'm looking at, and I told our traders to keep an eye on Bitcoin, right? And it's heading in a redistribution phase, and we'll go over what that means. But as new traders, I want you guys to really focus on how the price reacts, okay, to support and resistance. All right, how the price reacts to support and resistance. You guys will find out that there's a lot of buying, a lot of anticipation, both at resistance and at support. All right, and your goal is to be there and anticipate that move along with the big traders. All right, so some of this you guys will know, especially those of you who've been here before, okay? But it's important. It's important to go through these over and over. And Kawisi, I know you hear on every one of these, right? And it's good. It's really, really good to keep coming back and getting this information. A lot of times, new traders, you know, will go through this. And they'll come a few times and then stop. All right. Our beginners class is perhaps, I feel, the most important class for new traders. Okay. So let's go through it. So you guys should see my screen here, support and resistance, the keys to your success. And it really is the keys to your success. All right. So understand that with support and resistance, these are not just lines that are drawn on your charts. Okay, so these are not lines. We know resistance is right here, right? Support is right here, right? And we know that price is having a difficult time breaking resistance and breaking support. All right, so we know that there are buyers right here, buyers right here, buyers right here, buyers right here. And we also have sellers that are right here, or shorts that are right here, okay, and right here. And we know that the shorts are looking to push the price lower, right? And then the buyers are looking to push the price higher, all right? And I know we talk about this a lot, right? But we really have to understand the importance and the psychology that happens in this area in here, all right? So buyers are here, sellers are here, buyers are here, sellers are here, all right? And there is a battle between both, all right? Now, understand that when the price breaks resistance and we get buying coming in, right? And that price breaks resistance, that's important. That move, that break of resistance, it's really, really important to pay attention, right? To pay attention to what's happening, all right? Now, waiting for this break of resistance, right, takes some patience, right? Understand we are constantly testing support and resistance, right? So we are constantly testing this area here, waiting for a breakout, all right? Waiting for a breakout. Either to go long, okay, or go short, all right? We can short the market or go long the market. This area right here, as new traders, right, resistance and support, you need to spend, I would say 90% of your work needs to be spent here. All right. And as new traders, I know we just want to get in the trades and trade, right? But we really want to pay attention to these support and resistance lines. So as new traders, go to your charts. It doesn't matter the time frame. Start drawing out support and resistance, finding where those support and resistance are, and draw them on your chart. Even if you guys have our systems, right, where the system will draw these lines out automatically for us, all right? Even with that, go in, try to really practice finding those support and resistance areas, all right? And start anticipating the moves, right? So that when the moves happen, it's not a big deal, all right? So when the moves happen, guess what, right? You already know there isn't 100% certainty, but you guys will have a good idea, right? Where price will go next. And it's not, we're not guessing, all right? And we'll look at some examples of that. In particular, Bitcoin this evening, all right? So understand that there is a battle between buyers and sellers. Okay, let's focus on resistance right now, all right? The buyers failed, the buyers failed, the buyers failed, the buyers failed, right? So there's nothing to do. Once the buyers eventually, guys, eventually the price will break a resistance, all right? Our goal is to get in on that break of resistance, right? All we do is get in on that break of resistance. If the price moves higher, create new support and resistance, okay? When the price breaks support, we now have to get out, all right? So remember, we always buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support, all right? We always want to buy on a break of resistance and sell on a break of support. We want to sell on a break of support because the sellers are in control now. All right. So we want to buy on a break of resistance. The buyers are in control. Sell on a break of support because the sellers are in control. Okay. So we want to write that down. Our entries and exits. Our entry will always be buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. That support could come after the price breaks resistance. If the buyers fail, the price comes back down to support, break support. That's our exit also. All right. So this is important. All your buying and selling decisions will come between support and resistance. All right. Now, understand that now it doesn't happen every single time, but when the price breaks resistance, there are traders that are watching this and anticipating this break. So you're going to get a lot of big moves happening, big spike in the price, right? If we fail to anticipate this breakout, right? And I see this a lot, right? You might get in up in this area and here, and now you're chasing the price. Our goal is to get in right at that break of resistance when we have buyers really coming in. All right. If we get in here, up in this area here, it's too late. We are too far from our buy area, which is right here on a break of resistance. Okay. This is why we really have to pay attention to our resistance lines, guys. All right, and support. All right. All right, so let's say, for instance, we got in here on a break of resistance, and now the price hits support right here. This is our exit to get out. If we're not paying attention, guess what? That price could go much lower, right? So now our loss will increase. All right, so always buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Any questions on this? Any questions?
David, have you ever tried to systematically place a value on that break of resistance? Like if it gets too far from that original or that.
Gerald, you're breaking up a bit. Your question wasn't clear. What's that? Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you put it in the chat? Put it in the chat for me. Because I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, just type it in the chat. Yeah, you're breaking up. All right, guys. So just remember, support and resistance is absolutely critical. Okay. And when we look at some of the other charts, it will come together. All right. So you guys should take a picture of this. If you don't have a picture of this, support and resistance, the keys to your success, go ahead and take a picture of it. All right. Let's do this here. I want to bring on some charts so you guys can see some real live examples. All right. All right, 1 second. Have you ever tried to place a value pips? Okay. So Gerald, you wanted to find out a pip. So a pip, let's do this. I wouldn't base it on a pip. Let's see here. Let's do this. All right. So
David, can you hear me now?
Oh, much better, Gerald.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there is a value or some type of system that you would place where if it moves too far from the original buy signal, it is too far gone from you, or it is no longer worth trying to get in that trade.
All right, based on a pip amount,
or a price point, pip amount, or any type of movement from the original buy signal. So let's say I move a price point of, I don't know, 10 pips, 20 pips, but it's just too far gone, or it's still close enough to get in.
Okay. That's a good question.
You kind of understand what I'm saying? I don't know if it's not, it's just one of those things I'm looking at. If a price point is too far to get in, or is there still close enough to original buy signal or sell signal if you're going short to still make that trade? Or when does it ever become too far gone, like you mentioned earlier?
Okay.
Is it whenever it starts consolidating again?
If it starts consolidating again, I would say that's too late. Okay. So let's take an example here. All right. Let's use this as an example, this trade here. All right. So, and this is why we have to pay attention to these support and resistance levels, right? Let's see here. You guys should know about the 4 market phases and accumulation, right? So here is accumulation. Here was the markdown phase, right? So here is price. Okay. So here is price failing to break resistance right here. Failing to break resistance right here. Failing to break support. So the sellers are holding support, holding support, holding support. All right. So we're in that range there. All right. So here is resistance. Here is resistance here, and then here is support. I need a different color. It looks all the same here. Here was our big buy-in that came in here. That big candle right here, which started all the way here and ended closed right here. Okay, this is our buy right here. Now here, this is the candle right here, and I know it's hard to see. Hold on. All right, I know it's hard to see. All right, but Gerald, this candle right here, and everyone, this big candle right here, that's the buyers finally taking control of the price. Do you guys see that? You guys see that?
Yeah, here's what I learned over the last month or so, David, is, you know, whenever you trade in the monster scalper, there are a lot of moves that take place in like between the midnight hour and the 8 o'clock hour that are pretty significant moves. And you may be far from that buy signal by the, you know, if I wake up at 7 a.m. and start my day, I'm already beyond that buy signal, at least by 4 hours on the 240. That's 8 hours that I'm beyond that buy signal. So now I'm looking at it for the first time in my day, in my trading day. Is it too late? You're looking at 8 hours away versus a 240 times 2, that's 8 hours away. Is that too late to get into that trade? It's kind of like my angle is what I'm trying to discover.
Okay. So rather than looking at the time frame, look at what the price is doing, right? So you could have the price where let's say it does open up in the euro session, right? So it's early in the morning, right? And then this candle, it creates a candle like this. All right. I would say if you anywhere in that candle, you're good, right? So you're good. If you're buying anywhere in that first candle, this is a 240 minutes, so forward time frame, this whole candle right here. Anytime within this candle, you're good. However, if the candle, let's say the second candle, Gerald, pulls back a bit, let's say it does this. Do you guys see my chart? Can you see my chart, my screen? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. All right. So let's say it pulls back. So the second candle pulls back, all right, pulls back, comes back down, and holds support, which is previous resistance is now support, all right, and start pushing up again. That's good. What we don't want is if the price moves all the way up like this. So if you're chasing it, right, a day later, 2 days later, no. But if you're within the first candle or even the second candle, you're still good. All right. So here, this is your first entry right here. You'll get a buy signal from the system. That's good. All right. The fall, if it doesn't pull back to give you an entry and the price keeps moving higher, right, and you're not paying attention, guess what? It's gonna get away from you.
That's too late then already. It doesn't matter the actual movement, it's just where the candles start. The next trading hour, whenever it starts, determine if it's too late for you.
Exactly. Okay. So always remember that first candle, that first break is going to, and if you guys notice, right, that's a big candle. This candle here, when you look at the candles, the size of the candles will give you a clue as to how much buying you've got, right? So this candle right here, the size of this candle is very, very different, right? And then it's a solid candle. So from open to close, right, there was a lot of buying. There was no retracement, no pullback in this candle here. All right. So that's why watching that resistance, right? Right? It's very, very important because this is going to be your first trade. I see so many traders try to buy up in this area here, buy up in this area here. Is just too late, right?
Hey David, I started using those trend candles. What's your opinion on the trend candles? Because if I change all those candles to trend candles, it's going to show me the hollow candle as well as the solid candle together in that particular uptrend, that markup. What's your opinion on those trend candles?
It's not a big deal, right? That
Not
might
really,
just might just confuse you, right?
well, actually, it's pretty spot on. I think a lot of times if you put those hollow candles, it tells you that the buyers was pretty strong. And then if if it start to get solid, it tells you that the selling is pretty strong.
What else do we have though? What else do we have that can tell us the same thing? What else do we have?
Well, we have the price point tell us that.
Yeah.
Trend. I was just saying, it's part of the system. And
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So if as an if it helps you, absolutely. Whatever, little tricks we can do to help us stay in the trade or get in sooner, but we do not want to get in unless we get a buy signal using the system, right? Right?
right.
Right. Okay. But the point is this. The point is this. If we don't get in on this first candle right here on the break of this resistance, guess what? Now, right now we are chasing the price. And the important thing is this. Look here. Let me show you guys this. So right here, all right. And what phase is this? What phase is this? What phase is this? What phase is this? Those of you who've been,
that's the markdown phase.
that's the markdown phase. All right. So this is why this is important. So this is the markdown phase, right? And look here. This is the markdown phase. This is resistance right here. All right. We've got some resistance right here, and look at support. Look where support is, right here. All right. So what would we wait for here? What would we wait for here? Anyone?
We're waiting for that break of resistance or support.
We would wait for that break. Well, we would wait for, if it breaks support, that's redistribution, right? Price will go lower. So sellers are in control, price will go lower. All right. So we would wait here for a break of resistance until we get that resistance. Buyers come in just like this here. All right. So if we are waiting for that, break, right, and we know that eventually that break, the buyers will come in, it shouldn't be a surprise when it comes in. All right. It shouldn't be a surprise. So when the buyers do come in, right, there shouldn't be any excuse for us not to get on the trade right here. Similar here. Look, markdown phase, accumulation, right? Buyers came in right here. Markdown phase, we still have to wait for what? We have to wait for the buyers to come in and then get in. All right. If we got in here, guess what? The price could go even lower. We don't have a break of resistance. We don't have buyers coming in. All right. This makes sense? Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes, good stuff.
All right. All right. I want to show you guys something here. You guys should see, this is Bitcoin. All right. This is Bitcoin, and I still get, you know, we've been tracking Bitcoin for months now, right? And we clearly in the markdown phase, and I'll still have traders call me and say, hey, David, is it time to buy Bitcoin? Hey, Taj, welcome. All right. Let's look at this. Here is support. Price broke support. This support here. There is another support. Forget what we want to have happen. And I know traders, you know, they have their own opinions about what they want to happen. All right. We won't count this as support. This is just a low. All right. And here we are right here. Right here. Here's the new support right here. Sell short signal, red candles, sellers are in control. We're in the markdown phase. It doesn't matter what we want or what we think. All right. Price is continuing to break support, just like it did in the markup phase where price is continuing to break resistance. Right now, we've got support here at 19,500 for Bitcoin. Currently, it's at 20,297. We have no buyers coming in, no green candles like here. All right. But notice here, every time the price broke, this is what I want you guys to see. Every time the price broke support, here is support right here, you got a lot of selling that came in. Every time the price broke support, you had a lot of sellers got out, right? They're hitting that sell button and they're getting out. So much so that it's gapping down. So much so the price is gapping down. It's really moving lower. Happened here. Happened here. Okay. And guess what? We are getting ready to break support right here. Look what happened here when we broke resistance. Big buyers came in right here. Big buying came in, right? On that break of resistance. Look here, another break of resistance. A lot of buying came in. Look here. When the price breaks support, that's why we want to focus, guys, on support and resistance. Everything else, if we focus on support and resistance, everything else will work out, right? It's gonna, now, that doesn't mean that your trades, forget about your P&L, forget about your trades working out. Your job is to get in, all right, on that break of resistance and get out on a break of support. Look here what happened to the price. When the price here broke support, sellers came in heavy, gap down, moved the price lower. Price broke support right here, gap down, all right? Even here, the price broke support right here, where we had support, right? Look what happened. Big sellers came in, moved the price lower. What do you guys think will happen here if the price breaks support right here at 19.5? What do you think will happen?
It could be another sell, major drop.
What's that, Gerald?
There could be another massive sell-off or exit.
Yeah, it's happened here. It's happened here. All right. It's happened here. And it happened here again. So why am I having traders? Why we having traders call in and say, hey, David, is it time to get in to Bitcoin? Was it time to get into Bitcoin over here? Was it time to get into Bitcoin over here? Was it time to get into Bitcoin over here? Was it time to get into Bitcoin over here? And what I tell traders is this: go to your chart. Look at your chart, follow the 4 market phases. What phase is it in? Is it in the markdown phase or the markup phase? If it's in the markdown phase, we need to stay away, right? And every time, I want you guys to think about this, okay? Those traders that bought, and I like to do this exercise, right, with traders. So it's not what we want or what we think is going to happen, right? It's what's happening. Those traders that bought here thought the price would go higher. Those traders that bought here thought the price would go higher. I want you guys to think about this, all right? This is why this is important. You know, the price here, and I like using Bitcoin as an example. All right, because everyone thinks Bitcoin is going to go to 200,000, a million, right? But it doesn't matter what we think or what we want. So the price on Bitcoin was reached a high around 69,000. I want you guys to understand this as new traders, especially those traders, all right, that bought, or those individuals that bought at 68,000, 69,000, they thought that the price would go higher. The traders that bought at, otherwise they would not have gotten in the trade. Those traders that got in at 60,000, all right, those traders that got in at 60,000 thought the price, and look, I want you guys to pay attention to the price action here. We are no longer in the markup phase. We're in the markdown phase. So those traders, and I guarantee you there are traders today, right, that bought in, that got in, they bought more of Bitcoin because they think it's a cheaper price, it's a lower price, they're getting a better price. And as new traders, if you guys get this, right, or even our experienced traders, you get this, then you won't make that mistake. So those traders that bought here, they bought here because they thought the price at 69 would go higher, right? Go to 100,000, 200,000. Those traders that bought at 60,000, right here at 60,000, thought the price would go higher. Those traders that bought, and look here, look what the price is doing. The price is breaking support, red candles, right? Those traders that bought at 50,000, 55,000, let's say, thought the price would go higher. Those traders that bought at 50,000 right here thought the price, look here, it's in a markdown phase, breaking new support levels. Those traders that bought at 45,000 thought the price would go higher, but it keeps going lower, right? Those traders that bought at 40,000 thought the price would go higher. Those traders that bought at 35,000, and I know traders are buying because I get calls all the time, David, should we get in? Should we get in? And even if I say, no, I don't think it's right, I know traders are getting in because they think they're getting a low price, right? I want you guys to think about this. So right now, the price is at 20,235. How do you guys feel about the traders that got in right here? How do you think they feel? I want you guys to put yourself in their shoes, right? The traders that bought at 30,000. And I can guarantee you that they're not getting out because they're not following this process. They're not aware that the price is making lower lows, right? And it keeps breaking support. They're randomly getting in. So how do you feel? How do you think they feel? The ones that bought at 30, the ones that bought at 40, all right? The ones that bought at 50, right? The ones that bought at 55, 60, 65, right? Not good. Not good. Now I'm going to ask you guys this, right? So now the price is it's sitting right here at support. It's in redistribution, markdown phase, redistribution phase. Sellers are in control. How low can the price go now? And we've got about 10 more minutes here. How low can the price go? How low can it go? We're in the markdown phase. We are approaching a new support. Let me show you guys it right here. Let's open this up. All right. So here is the new support right here. Here is resistance. Now we're within the markdown phase. Here is resistance right here within the markdown phase. Here is support. Here is resistance. Sellers are in control. Where can the price go from here? Anyone? Anyone?
Hasn't bottomed out yet.
It hasn't bottomed out yet. And how do we know that it hasn't bottomed out yet?
No buyers.
No buyers. Very good, Taj. No buyers. No buyers, right? There are no buyers. And think about this, right? You know, let's think about this, right? We've got a car. Let's say we're trying to sell a car, right? And we have no one coming, right? No one coming to see the car, right? No one coming, right? No one, there's no interest in that vehicle. What do we have to do in order to sell that vehicle? What do we have to do in order to sell that vehicle, to get buyers interested in that vehicle?
Cut the price.
What's that?
Lower the price.
Lower the price. Lower the price. So guess what? We're gonna, you know, Bitcoin, that price has to be lowered. And we don't know at what, you know, at what price, but guess what? It needs to be a lower price until it has to get low enough. So now the buyers are interested in buying. And right now it's not low enough. And we know that the price isn't low enough. Guess what? Because we do not have any buyers. And every time we got buyers, try to get buyers, guess what? The sellers came back in. I want you guys to really, I like following Bitcoin, and I like new traders to follow Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a really good example of what we do not want to do. All right, because everyone thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000, 200,000, $1 million, right? And guess what? it doesn't matter what we think, it's doing its own thing. Now, could it go to $1 million one day? Yeah, it could do that, right? We don't care about that. What is it doing right now? Right? What is it doing right now? Watch how, and you don't need the system to do this. You can do this. You can pull up just you can go on CNBC or anywhere, pull up a chart on Bitcoin and see how it reacts. See what happens when it breaks support at 19.5, right? See what happens, right? This will give you guys confidence, right? See what happens, right? If it does indeed break the price at 19.5, you know, the sellers did the sellers come in and really push the price lower when that happened? Like here, okay, like right here when the price broke support. Look at all the sellers that came in. When the price broke support, look, all that sellers that came in. When it kept breaking support, kept breaking support, kept breaking support, kept breaking support. All right. When you guys, rather than just taking, you know, my word for it, right? Watch how the price reacts at support and resistance levels. And this is a good example here with Bitcoin because we're getting close. We're really getting close to that redistribution. We are, you know, we are what, 7, yeah, we're not that far. We're not that far from breaking that support line. And see, hey, are sellers really coming in to push the price lower? And what that will do is give you a deeper appreciation, a healthier appreciation for support and resistance, so that it's not just a line, so that we're just not drawing lines. All right. We're not just drawing lines. We're drawing lines because guess what? There are buyers that are looking to get in, just like here. Break of resistance, big candles came in, right? Buyers are now in control, right? Break of support, sellers came in, right? Selling came in. All right. I hope that will help. I wanted to spend more time on support and resistance. I know we spend a lot of time on it, but respect support and resistance. Okay. If you ever get caught on the other side of the trade, right? On the other side of the trade, and guess what? We're not perfect. It happens, right? It happens to me, right? So if we ever get, let's say for instance, let's do this, and then I'll let you guys go. So let's turn on our buy signals here. And this happens. I know it happens. So let's say, for instance, you got a buy signal, sell signal to get out, right? And we human, right? You know, we'll say, well, you know what? I'm gonna stay in. I know I got a sell signal, right, to get out, but you know, I feel good about it. It might go higher. If that ever happens, right? And you see that selling coming in, you see those red candles, you see a break of support, you have to get out, right? Because every time, guys, every time it breaks a new level. So let's say you didn't get out here, you waited, right? And it broke another support level. Guess what? Buyers are no longer in control. Sellers are in control, and we've got to respect the sellers, because guess what? They're in control of the price. So, and I know traders have done this, right? We've all done it, where we we got in, got out, right? Or we got in, didn't get out. Everything tells us to get out, and we don't get out, right? Just know that every single time it consolidates and breaks another support level, we are going lower, right? And we're gonna go lower. It's going to consolidate again. All right. If it breaks that support level again, we're going lower again. Okay. All right. So just remember that. Just remember, because it might not give you an opportunity to get out at a good price. All right. And then we look up and all of a sudden, you know, it's gotten away from us. All right. So we've got to respect support and resistance, either on the long side or the short side. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions on support and resistance? Any questions? Yeah, I wanted to spend more time on support and resistance this evening because it's important. It's important. All right. Not just for Bitcoin, for any of the markets. So for stocks, right? For Forex, futures, the more volatile the market, it's even more critical. All right. And defense is better than offense in trading, right? So protecting our downside, not being in those trades, right? Letting those, you know, in that markdown phase, right? Not staying in this will allow us to trade another day. All right. All right, guys. I hope this helped. Okay. Hope this helped. Take care. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.